Now to the latest in the coronavirus pandemic. More than 140,000 Americans have now died from COVID-19. This is as the pandemic is intensifying across much of the country, with states experiencing a surge in cases and people being admitted to the hospital. ABC's Trevor Ault has more.
This morning, COVID-19 continues to ravage huge portions of the country, shattering records for hospitalizations and deaths and straining the healthcare system to its limits.
But in the 30-plus years that I've been a physician, I've never seen anything like this before.
In Hidalgo County, Texas, Medical Director Yvonne Melendez says patients are waiting on stretchers for 10 hours before examinations because resources are so thin. He says in the first 3 months, his county had 12 deaths. One day this week, they had 22 before noon.
It's very difficult when you are putting your mom's best friend in a body bag. It's very difficult when you're putting your 6th grade school teacher on mechanical support.
In El Paso, mobile morgues have already moved in anticipation of an overflow of death. Health officials continue to stress the virus is impacting Americans of all ages as law enforcement is breaking up so-called COVID-19 parties in Florida. Dr. Anthony Fauci says young people are driving this surge.
The younger individuals are saying, well, if I get infected, so the chances is that I won't even have any symptoms, so who cares? You are propagating a pandemic, because it doesn't end with you.
And beyond young adults, an alarming number of children are getting infected. In a single Texas county, 85 babies age 1 or younger have tested positive since mid-March.
We have more of the family units where these infants are catching it from family members.
Anna Solis says her 9-month-old son Samuel is immunocompromised. He's already fought through open heart surgery and a liver syndrome. He's now fighting the virus too.
It's not fair for people like me or my son to suffer the consequences because you don't want to wear a mask.
And in New Hampshire, 20-year-old Rocio Castleduck was pregnant and in the hospital fighting the virus, about to be put in a medically induced coma.
If I had to choose between me or my daughter's life, who would I choose? And that's when, I don't even know, I just started to cry.
She chose her daughter and was intubated, eventually giving birth in a coma and waking up 3 weeks later to meet her baby girl, Victoria.
She's still a little sick, but she's like me, she's a fighter.
And as officials worry some people aren't taking this virus or these restrictions seriously, some cities are ramping up their enforcement. For example, in parts of Los Angeles, if you're caught without wearing a mask, you could have to pay $300. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.